This is Cheryl from Northern California, and today is lesson 48 of Og Mandino's University of Success. And the author for today is Dr. Jess Lair, and his book, I Ain't Well, But I Sure Am Better. And the quote for today is, "We inevitably doom our children to failure and frustration when we try to set their goals for them." Now, Dr. Lair is a psychologist. He's actually, he has his doctorate in psychology, and he was also a professor. And of course, as a professor, he saw a lot of children go through a lot of his classes. And he was also married and had 5 kids of his own. So, I found this lesson particularly interesting and also very engaging. And in this particular lesson, the author, he talks about, parenting and how it's the hardest job. What is it? How does he put it? Okay. So it's the hardest job that a parent is the most difficult task in the world, that raising a child from infancy to adulthood. So he realizes this, and when he was younger, he was the kind of child who kind of did everything that he wanted to do, and until he was 23. And then at 23, he looked out over the Golden Gate Bridge, and he enjoyed the beauty, but he was like, I'm all alone. I wanted to get married. So it was a conscious decision for him to get married and have kids. So then he was talking about how, how sometimes when we, as parents, we try to make our kids, do the things that we didn't do when we were younger. Like, if you had something that you wanted to accomplish, like some parents wanted to be dancers or whatever, then they put their kids in dance. Or if the parent wanted to be a doctor but didn't get to be a doctor, they want their child to be a doctor. So he was saying that you don't want to do that. You don't want to put your desires onto your kids. What you want to do is you want to actually let them grow. When they first start out, of course, when they're younger, you have to have both hands on them. But as they grow, then you want to let go of them and ask them questions. What do they want to do, and how are they going to accomplish certain goals? So I thought it was very interesting as far as how he, some of the things he said, and just his language, groovy and cool, and just very engaging. He was just he just wrote like he spoke. So it was really really good to see. He said something about you want to get rid of your ego and create a child that is able to not go onto your boundaries. And the best way that you can do that is to live your life to the best. So you want to set the example for how a child could be honest or dedicated. So you want to set that example. Then he said he made a rather interesting comparison. He was talking about reading about Einstein and how he had violin lessons from 8 until 14, but then after that, it was just doing the scores and doing a few songs and everything. But then one day, Einstein picked up Mozart's sonata for the violin, and he actually went to learn it on his own. And because he wanted to learn it on his own, he was able to learn much faster. And then he talks about Einstein as far as the theory of relativity that he discovered. And he said there were 3 other people that were also looking at trying to figure out that theory of relativity, but because maybe they were growing up in structured environments where the parents, had, you can't do this, or you can't do this, or you can do this, that they were bound. But because of maybe Einstein's upbringing, that he was able to go a little bit further. He was able to push past the boundaries and actually get through to finding that theory. So So all this lesson is about raising kids, and the reason that he named the book as he did was because he figured, well, okay, I'm learning every step of the way. Every child, he learns something different. So he's learned that he was, when he first started out being a parent, that maybe he didn't do all the things that his wife thought that he should do, but as he kept going, that everything worked out, and his three of his children had left the house, and he felt like he did a good job because they didn't just leave the house, but when they moved on someplace that was close, that they know that they wanted to be close to the family anyway. So that was the summary of lesson 48 by Og Mandino. As I've told you in the past, I am your online guide, and if you'd like to find a way to go outside your boundaries and do the things that you've always wanted to do without any stops, then go ahead and click on the link below. All right, until then, this is Cheryl signing out for today, and I will see you tomorrow for lesson 49, which is the second to the last lesson for this series. All right, have a good night. Take care.